I'm gonna say this is absolutely a massive improvement of the 2019's Lion King movie, but it's not really saying much. What is up, guys and Disney fans? Welcome back to my channel. This is OCD Movie Reviews. My name is On The Brinker, and today I'm going to review the latest Disney live-action prequel this time, not remake, and that film is Mufusa, The Lion King. This movie is directed by Jenkins, and this movie is the prequel to however you want to think of either the original Lion King or the remake of The Lion King. And this movie stars Pierre, Kelvin Jr., Mads Mikkelsen, Tiffany, Boone, Donald Glover, Beyoncé, Billy Eichner, Seth, Rogen, and Kani. Mufusa, a cub lost and alone, meets a sympathetic lion named Taka that is going to be known as Scar, the heir to a royal bloodline. The chance meeting sets in motion an expensive journey of a triple misfits searching for their destiny. So, we got a live-action Disney film, but this time it is a live-action prequel. And yeah, some people might not consider this as live-action because it's all CGI. To me, I consider it because of how realistic it looks. But yes, this is taking basically a prequel to the 2019's Disney live-action remake of The Lion King, which, I'm gonna be honest, I was not a fan of. I really didn't like this remake. At first, I did like it, because I was like, you know what? It's the original Lion King, but it's definitely full of visual effects and it looks great on the big screen. But that's precisely the point. The movie is a shot-for-shot remake of the original Lion King, but just very bland. No emotion whatsoever. It's literally just a carbon copy, shot-for-shot, copy and paste Lion King remake that I just felt like, it just felt very unnecessary, because the original Lion King is one of my favorite animated films of all time. It is one of my favorite Disney films of all time, and it's one of the most special movies of mine because yes, it's the very first movie I have ever saw in my life. So Lion King is everything to me. And yes, happy 30 years old Lion King. I love you so much. And also, rest in peace to the legendary James Earl Jones, which this movie does do in memoriam of him, which I thought it was fantastic. So I was interested in this prequel because it's a different story, how Mufusa and Scar came to be. And some people think it's very unnecessary, like Solo with Star Wars story. I was interested to see how Mufusa's story and Scar's story came to be. The trailers honestly did impress me, not just because the visual effects look good. I was interested in the story, how they're going to make this movie tie in with the original Lion King movie. And the songs are going to be composed by the one and only Lin-Manuel Miranda. I love Lin-Manuel Miranda. I love his songs in Disney movies and other movies in general. So I was pumped for this movie. I saw this movie in IMAX 3D, which I still think this movie looks great in IMAX, but what are my thoughts on Mufusa the Lion King? I'm going to say this is absolutely a massive improvement of the 2019's Lion King movie, but it's not really saying much, because I would say Mufusa the Lion King is a total mixed bag for me. It's not a terrible movie, it had some good things about this movie, but it also had some bad things about the movie. Let's talk about the things that I loved about Mufusa the Lion King. First of all, you guessed it, the visual effects. I would even say it improved more from the 2019's Lion King movie. This movie looks gorgeous. From the landscapes, from the lions themselves. They emote in this movie in a bit. And I thought it's a massive improvement because the animals did not emote at all in the 2019 movie. So you don't feel the pressure. This movie, they tried to make the animals emote. And I would say they did that mostly very well. But the landscapes of this movie are absolutely gorgeous in the film. The snowy mountains, the African landscapes, it looks fantastic. The visual effects are definitely the best part about this movie. I would say throughout the most part, the voice cast in this movie is great. I do like Pierre as the young Mufusa in the movie. He definitely needs to step in the shoes from James Earl Jones because it's a big role for him, and I thought he did a pretty decent job voicing Mufusa. Kelvin Jr. also does a really good job voicing Taka in the film that's going to be known as Scar later on. I thought he does a really good job in the film also. You know, the rest of the voice casting in this film brought it to the barrel. But I gotta say, the best part about this movie, the best character in this movie, in my opinion, is actually Rafiki. I was really surprised about Rafiki in this film, because we get to explore his backstory in this film, and I thought his backstory is actually really interesting in this film. He joins along Mufusa and Taka on this journey to find themselves who they are, and I thought Rafiki has some really funny lines in the film, but also some very wise wisdom as well that I love from the original Lion King. It's definitely a massive improvement over Rafiki of the original movie as well, because I didn't like Rafiki in the 2019 film. But man, he did much better here because I was interested in his backstory. And I gotta say, I do like the third act of this film. That is kind of like the film I wanted to see. How Mufasa became the king. How Taka became the jealous brother that he is. And I thought the way the film ended and ties together with the original movie, I thought, in my opinion, did a pretty good job. And some of the action scenes are fun in this film because this is definitely more action-packed than The Lion King was, and I thought some of the action scenes are at least entertaining to watch. And also the score of this movie is absolutely incredible. There are some new composing scores, but there's also some nostalgic scores from the original Lion King that is so great to hear in IMAX. Literally, I was smiling throughout the score of this film. But yes, guys, this film is still a very big disappointment. I wanted this film to be so much better than it actually is. And I think one of my biggest issues with Mufasa Lion King is absolutely the story throughout the most part. I thought the story of this film is just messy as fuck overall. I feel like they rushed too much of the chemistry between Mufasa and Taka. I feel like that's one of my big issues with the film, is their chemistry. Their chemistry isn't explored that much, or as much as I wanted. The film doesn't have enough time to spend time with them two when they're kids. It literally rushed itself. Like literally, they met for 2 minutes, then they break into song, and they turn to adults straight away, and we are expecting to buy their chemistry. I feel like there is not much chemistry. Yeah, the chemistry is there, but it's not there enough. I wish their chemistry could have been much more explored. But I would say the first act of the film was messy. It keeps cutting back and forth throughout Kiara's arc when Rafiki tells Kiara the story to Mufasa's story. And the second act, when they started off the journey of the film, it's basically trying to tie in the knots of the original Lion King, meeting the characters like Sarabi, Zazu, which I felt Zazu was completely useless in the film. Like I said, Rafiki is the best part, but they're trying to tie a lot of things in to the original Lion King because of course it's a prequel after all, but it just felt very forced. And there are some prequel aspects of the film, sort of like what Solo: A Star Story did, that we don't really need to see. But I thought the whole journey, in my opinion, with Mufasa and Taka, I gotta say, I was kind of bored throughout it, and that is very disappointing about the film. Because like I said, they didn't explore much of their chemistry and their brotherhood in this film. I do like the plot of the film where they're technically not bloodlines. I thought that plot was very interesting, but they didn't explore that all that much. It just goes bang, cut to that, cut to that, cut to this story. We need this story to happen. And also, how Mufasa and Taka became enemies in this film for a reason, how Taka changes the way he is in the film, how he becomes Scar, is to me so freaking dumb. Honestly, I was literally like, that is how Scar became the way he is? Seriously? The way Scar, Taka turns into the way he is so cliche. It's something that we've seen many times before, and I was expecting a little bit more different than the film presented. So the whole journey of the film, I was not into it all that much, but also cutting back with Kiara's arc in the film where Rafiki tells a story, I thought that aspect was just, yeah, it was there. It's trying to be one of those like bedtime story type films, and I thought Beyoncé's daughter who played Kiara does a really good job, and my god, Timon and Pumbaa in this film. Let's talk about them real quick. Billy Eichner and Seth Rogen, they were the best parts of the 2019 remake, and Timon and Pumbaa are my favorite characters in the original film. This film did the thing that I thought it was impossible, making them two the most annoying characters in this entire film. Seriously, Timon and Pumbaa in this film are annoying. They're not funny in this film. They're actually forced to be in this film. They literally have no reason to be in the film. They're just there for comedic relief and breaking the fourth wall. They broke the fourth wall in this film. There is a part of the film where they mention the Broadway musical. Yes, I'm not joking. There are so many aspects of the film where I'm like, Timon and Pumbaa are trying to be so funny. They didn't need to be in the film at all. And they're in most of the marketing of the film because, of course, it's Timon and Pumbaa. But they do not need to be in the film at all. If it was just Rafiki and Kiara, or maybe with Simba, the film would have been better. But of course Timon and Pumbaa had to be in it because The Lion King, but I just felt like they're so forced to be in this film. There's a lot of cutbacks to Kiara's arc and Mufusa's arc. They cut back so many times in the film. There are times in the film where the film gets very, very messy when it comes to the editing and storytelling, which I was just disappointed. I love Barry Jenkins. I love Moonlight. I thought that film was great. I don't know what happened. Because I thought his storytelling in Moonlight was honestly really fantastic in the way it's edited. This movie is just completely messy overall until the third act, which I did enjoy. Let's also talk about Mads Mikkelsen as well as the villain of the film. I almost forgot to mention Mads Mikkelsen. I love him as an actor. I don't even remember the villain's name. That's how forgettable this villain is. He just wants to be king. That's literally his arc in the film. He wants to be king. He thinks he's the one and only Lion King. And, you know, he's just in the film to basically stop Mufasa and Tucker going on this journey. That's it. That's all I gotta say about Mads Mikkelsen. He was just bland in the film, and that's disappointing because it's Mads freaking Mikkelsen. I love this actor. I was actually excited to see him as the villain of the film when I heard his voice casted. He could have been awesome, but I just thought he's bland as hell. But the last thing, the last flaw of the film that disappointed me the most is the music. Lin-Manuel Miranda, like I said, composed the songs to the film. I cannot believe it was him, because the songs in the film, in my opinion, are absolutely forgettable. None of the songs in Mufasa the Lion King stand out. Now, I know it's hard to top the Lion King songs. It's hard. It is really hard. But honestly, I remember the Lion King 2 Simba's Pride songs more than this movie. Because the songs in this movie, at times, it did not feel like the Lion King at all. It just felt like Lin-Manuel Miranda doing his songs once again in a film like this. And he has skipped Moana 2 for this. He could have done Moana 2. The film would have been better because Lin-Manuel Miranda makes Moana. He makes Moana great, but he made these bland songs that I just felt like they're completely forgettable. Some of the songs are fine to watch, but I feel like also the problem with the film, the songs in the film just came out of nowhere. Kind of like what Joker Flee I'll Do did. Absolutely. There are some moments where there's no build-up. It just cuts into song, like literally straight away. There's no build-up. The great thing about The Lion King is the build-up to the songs. Preparing for these songs. It is well done. This movie, boom, it just cuts to a song. And I just felt like the songs in the film are just forgettable. And it's a shame because it's Lin-Manuel freaking Miranda. For a prequel like this, I expected a lot more from Mufasa the Lion King. It had great moments, but it also had some pretty disappointing moments. So overall, guys, Mufasa the Lion King isn't a terrible movie. It's definitely an improvement of the 2019's Lion King, but definitely this movie is a disappointing prequel that I expected a lot more from. The voiceovering is good throughout the most part. The CGI animation is definitely the best part about this movie. The movie looks gorgeous throughout. And there are some entertaining scenes, especially the third act, but this movie is just messy throughout the first two acts, trying to tie in with the original film that did not work for me. The chemistry between Mufasa and Taka in the film could have been a lot more developed. The songs in this movie are also really freaking forgettable in this film. For a prequel to one of my favorite anime films of all time, I expected a lot more from Mufasa the Lion King. But it's not like a movie that's going to be on my worst movies of the year, because it's not a terrible movie. There are some entertaining aspects. I think families will enjoy this film. But to me, on the other hand, coming from the guy that is a huge fan of the nice Lion King movie, I expected a lot more from this film. But at least this film is an improvement of the 2019 film. Absolutely, because it's a completely different story. But it's a story to me that just did not work all that much. But it had some entertaining scenes, so I gotta say, from Mufasa the Lion King, I gotta give this movie a meh rating.
I mean, it's alright, like.
So guys, that is my review for Mufasa the Lion King. Now let me know in the comments below if you have seen this film, if you like this film, hate this film, or if you thought it's okay. And also, what is your favourite song from the original Lion King? Let me know that in the comments below. Make sure you guys follow me on social media links down below. Keep contact with me, and make sure you guys subscribe to my channel for my latest movie reviews and other movie related content. Thank you guys so much for watching, and Hakuna Matata.